Hello and welcome back to your July of 2025 real estate update for Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. Hi, my name's Thomas Ryan with Thomas Ryan Real Estate. I am a Southern California real estate agent based in Chino, California, with a reach and pulse on all 5 Southern California counties. Quite frankly, with everything going on in the real estate market right now, today's video is going to be quite a doozy. In these monthly market updates, we aim to bring you statistics, information, as well as my personal insights about what's going on in the market, with the ultimate goal of keeping you well informed about our local real estate market. As always, we will hear from loan officer Benny Ravishin. He will bring his insights from a lending perspective, let us know what's going on with interest rates currently, as well as what we can expect for the months ahead. Before we go any further, please be sure to hit that like button down below and consider subscribing to the Thomas Ryan Real Estate YouTube channel, or follow me on Instagram at Thomas Ryan Real Estate. And should you have any additional questions about the real estate market, your specific property, or maybe you have aspirations of buying or selling a home, please always feel free to reach out to me directly. I can be reached at 909-334-2049. Give me a call, send me a text message, or find me on all the social media sites. Just search Thomas Ryan Real Estate. All right, without further ado, let's get into the update. As we come towards the end of summer with Chino Valley Unified School District back in session, let's go ahead and take a look at the available inventory of homes on the market as they compare to previous months and years. In San Bernardino County, the active listings jumped up to 7,479 homes active on the market. Chino remained about the same, going from 222 homes last month to 223 in July. And Chino Hills also dropped slightly from 129 to 123. Month over month, these changes were modest. However, if we look back to a year ago, they are a bit more drastic. San Bernardino saw a 25% year-over-year increase in homes on the market, while Chino saw an astounding 46% increase. Chino Hills saw a more modest increase, up 9.8% year-over-year. While the month-over-month inventory shifts in Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County appear to be relatively stable, the year-over-year data tells a different story. Inventory is growing significantly, especially in Chino, and this suggests a growing supply and a possible market shift slightly towards the buyers. With active listings increasing year over year and remaining relatively stable month over month, let's take a look at the closed sales volume for Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. Shockingly enough, sales volume across all sectors were up in the month of July. Chino went from 54 sales in June to 61 in July. Chino Hills increased from 43 to 47, and even San Bernardino County saw a pretty significant month-over-month increase, up to 1,606 sales from 1,489 the month before. Despite rising inventory, or maybe even because of it, buyer activity remains relevant. July saw a noticeable uptick in sales across all areas. This suggests that the market is still very active, and for the right properties, even competitive, likely spurred on by seasonal demand and people trying to get into homes before the school year starts. With an increased month over month of closed sales across all sectors, what might we expect for the median days properties remained active on the MLS? Let's take a look. Honestly, just based on my perception of the market as of recent, as well as my personal experience with listings of my own, I'm a bit surprised by the fact that all sectors basically saw no changes from month to month. Chino increased by just 2 days, up to 27 days on market. Chino Hills actually reduced the active days on the MLS, and San Bernardino County as a whole also only increased by 2 days, rising from 24 days to 26 days. Despite the low inventory and slight increases in market time, homes across Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County are still selling relatively quick based on July's increased sales activity. The market remains active and well balanced, offering opportunities for both buyers and sellers as we head into late summer. The inventory of months supply is a good gauge to tell if we are in a buyer's market or a seller's market, with 6 months being the mark to reflect a balanced market. Let's take a look at the month's supply for our area. San Bernardino County saw a month-over-month increase by 0.2 up to 5.4 months supply. Chino went from 3.9 to 4.0 months supply, and Chino Hills actually dropped by 0.1 to 2.8 months supply. Inventory levels remain below the 6-month threshold across all 3 markets, signaling conditions still favor sellers, though San Bernardino County is gradually approaching a more balanced market. Modern changes in the supply suggest stability. However, a continued upward trend in supply could shift the dynamic in favor of buyers. Now let's take a look at the median price per square foot values for Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County. The median price per square foot for Chino in July was $393 per square foot. This is a decrease by almost 4% from 2024 and a decrease by $7 from the previous month. On the contrary, in Chino Hills, the median price per square foot was $533, an increase by almost 5% from 2024 and up $34 from the previous month. In San Bernardino County, the price was $336 per square foot, a 0.3% increase from 2024 and a $6 increase from the previous month. While Chino saw a slight year-over-year and month-over-month in price per square foot, Chino Hills actually saw a pretty significant increase, while San Bernardino County remained fairly flat. This mixed pricing trend suggests that demand remains stable region-wide. However, buyers most definitely have varying preferences from market to market. We can analyze and overanalyze all of this data, but the statistic that you are most concerned about is the median sale price for July of 2025, and we have that for you right now. Unfortunately for you sellers, the median sale price for all sectors was down month over month. Chino reduced from $735,000 all the way down to $700,990. Chino Hills saw a more modest drop from $1,058,000 to $1,031,000, and San Bernardino County dropped from $545,000 to $530,000. With that said, here is the good news. Compared to this time last year, the values are holding strong still, with Chino only down 0.6%, Chino Hills up 1.1%, and San Bernardino County remaining exactly the same. Based on all of the data provided, rising inventory, steady days on market, increased sales activity, mixed pricing trends, and near flat year-over-year home values, the market in Chino, Chino Hills, and San Bernardino County appears to be stabilizing. While monthly prices did dip slightly, strong buyer activity and values holding steady year-over-year suggest a resilient market that is in fact cooling, but not collapsing, which offers opportunities for both buyers and sellers. As promised, we have that update from loan officer Benny Rabishin. He'll let us know what's going on in the real estate market as it pertains to mortgages, loans, and interest rates. Take it away, Benny.
Thanks, Thomas. Well, listen, I'm just going to get right into it. And the elephant in the room is mortgage rates and the affordability, and just these higher interest rates have prevented a ton of people, whether you're an entry-level buyer or maybe you are a seller and want to move, you don't want to give up that low rate for these higher interest rates. Listen, if you're feeling that, you are not alone. But I do have some good news for you. And I want to break this down. These are things that you're going to see in the headlines, more specifically related to the jobs report. So today I want to break that down just a little bit, let you know what happened and what I expect to happen as the days and months progress. Now, as we've talked about in all of this year, really in previous months, we haven't seen a big move to interest rates. So we have this stalemate of buyers that want to buy, but they really don't want a 7% interest rate. We have sellers that are holding on to their price, and that's why you're seeing, homes stay on the market a little bit longer than we're used to. Now, what happened on Friday was a very pivotal jobs report came out. And something that we've been watching over all of these months is when we start to see a little bit more pain to the economy, that actually is a good thing for mortgage rates. Now, the jobs reports that have been coming out all of this year have shown that our job market is quite resilient and actually strong. But what happened on Friday was they came out and they went back the last couple months and they revised some of the numbers that they had reported in regards to how many job openings, so new jobs that were created. And the latest report said that 173,000 jobs were created. You're like, wow, our economy is actually doing really well. Well, on Friday, they went back the last couple months. They revised that number from 173,000 down to 19,000 jobs. That is a very big difference. The result of that was the mortgage rate market said, this is what we've been waiting for. Our job market is not as strong as what they perceive it to be. And because of that, we started to see interest rates drop in the last couple of days. Now, keep in mind, this is just a blink to the market. It doesn't mean that rates are crashing. However, this is what we've been waiting for several months. Now, if this trend continues, we should see mortgage rates slowly come down. So this is something that we're going to watch, and obviously I'm going to update you from month to month. We're now hovering in the high sixes for a 30-year fix. Last year, just to give you a little bit of some memory of what happened, at this time last year in August and September, we saw mortgage rates go from 7% to about 6.5%. It was a 5-week window. After that, rates went up almost 0.75%. During that time, it was very busy for home buyers. We saw mortgage applications increase dramatically. So what this tells me is once we get into the mid sixes, which we're very close to that, it's going to bring a lot of these people that have been waiting on the fence back into the market. So no matter where you are in this process, understand that right now we have some opportunity and negotiating power. As we start to see rates come down, which is going to be fantastic, it's just going to change the dynamic of the market a little bit more. And I believe that we're going to see what we saw last year, where we're going to see a lot of people who are waiting impatiently get back into the market, which could cause some more competition, maybe not as much negotiating power. So anyway, I wanted to pass you the good news and break it down into a palatable way. I will update you guys next month, and hopefully we see this trend continue. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Benny, for all of that great information. I'm sure the viewers will find it quite valuable. Now, if you're curious about what it would take to qualify for a home loan, or if you're curious about what you might qualify for and a home purchase price, feel free to reach out to me. I can get you in touch with Benny, and he will take you through that entire process. We truly hope that you found this information valuable. And if you did, please be sure to hit that like button down below. And again, consider subscribing to the Thomas Ryan Real Estate YouTube channel, or follow me on Instagram at Thomas Ryan Real Estate. Both are completely free to do. It keeps you updated on a consistent basis and ultimately helps me get this information out to you and others. Again, always feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions or concerns you may have. I can be reached at 909-334-2049, or if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and leave your questions or comments down below, because maybe in answering your questions there, I'll answer your question for another person as well. All right, until next month, have a good day. Bye.